Tomorrow, rather special day. It's going to be our programme coming to you from Sheffield, commemorating a remarkable act of self-sacrifice by American airmen during the Second World War and the actions of one man who is keeping their memory alive.
RAF and US Air Force planes will perform a flypast above a park in the city where an American bomber crashed. This was back in 1944, killing all 10 men on board.
A young boy called Tony Foulds saw that plane come down, and he has spent the last 75 years tending to the memorial in that park. Tomorrow is the flypast. Here's John Maguire telling the story of that final journey.
On the 22nd of February 1944, the crew of the Mi Amigo took off for a bombing raid over northern Denmark. It was to be their last flight. The aircraft crashed into Lakenheath Park in Sheffield, having deliberately avoided nearby houses. Very few of the B-17 flying fortresses remain. Here at the American Air Museum, part of the Imperial War Museum at Duxford, you can walk under the wings of the iconic bomber. And for Meg and Leo, a relative of one of the crew, imagine what flying on board must have been like.
I was thinking he was my age when he would have been in there.
Yeah.
And when he died, and just seeing all of that, I can't even imagine. There aren't the words for it, really.
Melchor Hernandez was the one who gave the Mi Amigo, my friend in Spanish, its nickname. His job on board as the bombardier would have meant him sitting here at the very nose of the plane.
I can't even imagine sitting in that cramped space with 9 other men whose lives are so connected to mine, and just remembering the names, I think, and knowing the 10 and knowing the Mi Amigo, and having that forever etched in our hearts and in our memories.
The aircraft were popular with their crews who lived, flew and fought together, a band of brothers.
You're in there with 10 guys who you'll fly with all the time, and you'll be living with them. So yeah, the camaraderie, and if getting through mission after mission after mission, you know, you build up that friendship, and that obviously you look out for each other.
And those strong bonds of camaraderie remain among modern-day aircrews. This is RAF Lakenheath, the home of the B-15 Strike Eagle jets that will form the main body of tomorrow's flypast.
Well, these crews will have flown hundreds of missions, both in training and in combat. But this memorial flight over Sheffield is something very different, something very special.
And one aircraft will leave the formation as it flies over, the symbolic missing man.
It's a very rare honor, and it's only bestowed upon crew that have passed and for special events like this. And again, when this got brought forward, it's a special way for all of us to honor all those air crew, both American and in the RAF, that passed. So for us, this is not only a special way for us to honor the fallen Mi Amigo air crew, but also all those air crew that have passed leading up to those events.
We love the opportunity to take the opportunity to honor the crew of the Mi Amigo, and the guys that came before us and were able to pave the way for us is a huge honor.
75 years ago, 10 young men gave their lives serving their country and ours. The flypast aircraft will carry their names as they're commemorated by their present-day counterparts, by their families, and by thousands of thankful strangers, lest we forget. John Maguire, BBC News at RAF Lakenheath in Suffolk.
Well, let's tell you how it's all going to work out. 10 planes are going to set off from 3 RAF bases before flying over Lakenheath Park in Sheffield. That is going to happen around 8:45.
The programme will be there all morning tomorrow, along with some of the fallen airmen's relatives who are flying over especially, and of course Tony will be there as well. He's done so much work over the years, and we will be there throughout the morning talking to the family, and many people throughout the world have been expressing an interest in that story. So tomorrow morning, BBC Breakfast Special.